The Toad's Cave. To Orlandito Compagnoni Castro. He doesn't like to kill animals. This is the cave, I said, and pushed aside several bushes with my hands. I ordered Candido to come down, but he told me no, that it had to be discussed. He took a coin out of his pocket. He moved it between his fists several times. He tossed it up and then yelled, looking up at the sky. Shield or star? As the coin fell, it rolled down the mouth of the cave. She hit the stones and let us hear his jingle along with a voice that only repeated, shield or star? Shield or star? Shield or star? That's the voice of the toad, damn it! There is no one who can fool me, Candido yelled, almost in my ears, and everyone started running. I didn't run. Which way was I going to run? If the toad himself, there in person, held me by one leg and looked at me with his big bulging and bright eyes. Croak, he said to me, it seems that he was greeting me. And I answered her in the same language as hers. Croak. Then came the problem, the toad spoke, just like you and me. The fact is that it was an extraordinary toad, big, very big, like a washing machine, and green, very green, like avocados, and it had a voice of thunder, which was scary. Look here, he said to me, listen to me, boy, I don't know if they told you, but the problem has two options. What options? I asked, half scared. Yeah. Two options, he said, with the coin in the palm of one hand. If the shield falls, you stay with me here in the cave. If a star falls, you have to take me home, and almost without thinking about it, I answered. Forget the options, Mr. Toad, I'll take it home with me, if I really like you and we even understand each other. Then I argued that at home, they were not afraid of toads, and then he released me. She laughed and started telling the craziest story she could have ever imagined. Do you know what he said? That every child before being a child, had to be a little animal first. He also said, that no one should be scared because from now on, we could talk to other bugs because it was already allowed. So the boy who was a spider before as a child, would soon talk to spiders. And the child who was a cricket before he was a child would then talk to crickets. And the child who was an ant before he was a child would surely talk to ants. And so the silences would be broken, between the children and the bugs. He tossed the coin, and without looking at it, he decided on the option of accompanying me. Get ready, we're going to your house, he said, and put one of his paws over my shoulders, as we almost always do with friends. Then she went on more familiarly. Do you know why I left? Because I'm your brother. And he went on to say that his grandmother was also my grandmother. That our grandmother was the most beautiful frog of all the frogs in the pond, and that her grandfather, our grandfather, was one of the most intelligent toads in the country. He even went so far as to say that I had inherited it because I was the one who seemed the most to me. And there he kept telling stories that I didn't believe him. Then he told me about wolves, about men, wolves of men, that here we had to put an end to evil. And I thought, if that is so, then the world is lost, and since I knew that toads eat flies, crickets, mosquitoes and all other bugs that come within their reach, I interrupted his talk with an observation. Listen to me, Brother Toad. I am very concerned with this thing about bugs and children. As you already know, sometimes one does not reason and kills, almost, murders the little animals. Look for yourselves, they eat as much bug as is within reach of their tongues. It's something else, boy, it's something else. When you hunt, if it is to eat, the hunted animal does not actually die. I mean, it goes from bug to kid, and it doesn't die, it integrates into another world with new dimensions. This is called a mortal jump of parallel lines, which serves as a balance so that the world is a world and does not disappear. And while he talked to me about bug children, about strange worlds and balance, I was thinking, really thinking, about a safe path to take him, to prevent him from ending up in a pot. Yes, because they could kill him, and even if it was to eat, I didn't want anything to happen to him, and I was even liking his stories. Besides, he was my brother. No? So he couldn't let them kill him. It would be very cruel, to see your brother turned into a main course. Here, in truth, was when I knew that this brother of mine was much more than extraordinary, because he guessed my thoughts. He looked at me very seriously and then said, "My boy, it seems you didn't understand anything. Death is a big lie. The man is a fantasist, an inventor of incredible stories." Then I saw him go away, jumping, in front of two men who were running very fast to catch up with him. Now that I've never seen it again, it comforts me to know that it must be there, growing in Mommy's belly. Surely, I am going to see him again, soon, to tell him these stories, to see if he really remembers them.